Hey, what is up, guys? Evan Aldo here. Welcome back. Got a lot to talk about today. If you enjoy the content, please leave a thumbs up. We're going to talk about Bitcoin, why I think we could be headed down pretty quickly. It could be headed to a capitulation, kind of big crash for all the markets. Rare things that don't come up very often are coming up right now. And check out the BITGET if you want to trade. Trading tournament going on right now. Nice bonuses. Link in description below, so check that out. Also, you do need a VPN if you're in the US. It's for experienced traders only. Also, check out my Twitch here as well. The live streams are exclusively on Twitch now. Going to be going live later today. So if you have a question, stop by and say hi. I'm going to be talking about a lot of stuff there as well. So yeah, check that out. So let's start off with Bitcoin right now. And 2 yellow X's so far on the 6 day on this, bear market pat down. Looks like with this VWAP coming down, you could get another one. You could get another one on the 6 day, and that could be, maybe not, maybe a little worse than even this one. It could be more like this one, a big drop down potentially. You have SBF, things with that. If he starts talking, saying some more stuff, Binance, some more things, bring it down farther. And it could be a potential capitulation similar to here, but not as bad where you just bounce off of the 500 weekly moving average at around 11K. That's my big next area, which I think could be a potential bottom in January. And the reason I think January is because, if you look at the charts here, look at this money flow on the 6 day. Just look at that. I mean, we could be headed down. I mean, this is going to be a big drop down from, if you map it out, approximately like 47%. As volatility gets less over time, market cap rises over time, I think it would probably be about 10% less than that. So that would just be probably, 35%, to around 11K, something of that nature. Also here was even, 10 points higher than that. The main pattern is like they're 10% higher. So the main pattern is, here was 60, that was like 45, and then this will be probably like 35 is my main guess. So that's kind of the main thing. And you have the red dot in the 4 day. I want to look if you have one on the 5 day, not yet, but the 4 day, like I talked about yesterday, absolutely could be the next leg down to 12K. You have the 400 weekly moving average at 13.8K. I think there would be some type of reaction there. Kind of at the bottom of these spider lines over here too could be a significant area. And moving on to some of the lower time frames here, you confirm the blood diamond on the 2 day. This is coming out right here. I think as this money flow comes back into the red here, you will finally see that big drop down. And kind of the same thing on the daily. It doesn't look like this green dot or this VWAP coming up is going to give us too much right now. And the reason for that is you do have a blood diamond on the 10 day as well, and some of the lower time frames as well, like the 6 hour or the 10 hour, excuse me. And these usually haven't been giving you what you needed here. It just seems like it just keeps coming up after we get these. Come up, stop everybody out, then come down. Come this one, but I think it's going to be more like these, more likely. We're due for one to give us more of what we need here for the short. So that's kind of my estimate here. The blood diamond on the 6 hour as well, too. And when you have a lot of blood diamonds, they could bring it down. And that could just be the next leg down right to the spiral line pocket, 15.5. That's the next place we could see price stick to. So ultimately could come down quite a bit more here. You are messing around now almost to this, high volume node. You are getting for the short term. Let's talk about, I guess, the bullish case a little bit. A bullish div right here on the 15 minute. So you could come back up a little bit. You could even come back up to 16.7, stay boring before you come back down. But I do think the likelihood is pretty high that you're going to come down here. Moving on to Ethereum as well. I want to show you the weekly. Just not good. Yellow X right here on the weekly, just like the capitulation here. So things are looking a lot like potential capitulation to the bottom very, very soon, within the next 4 to 6 weeks, like I've been saying, that by the end of January, kind of maybe into early February. It's hard to exactly get the exact dates right, but that general ballpark area to come down. And I think this could ultimately bring, ETH down to this spider line, high five, 600, or even down to worst case scenario threes if things get really ugly. So that's what I'm looking at right there. Some of these lower time frames, 2 day does not look good at all. We've talked about it on this channel quite a bit. I mean, look at what happened there when he crossed over into the red. Just not good at all. I don't think it's going to be that extended to come down. I think it's going to come down quicker here. But you ultimately could see, a repeat of, this type of drop down. That's a 50% correction which is not uncommon for ETH in bear markets, not uncommon for altcoins in bear markets, as we've seen so far. So yeah. And money flow on the 16-hour in the green. I think, ultimately in the bear markets, it doesn't last too long. Kind of like, over here, you just come down. I mean, it came back up here, it got choppy, comes into the green, then back down. So that's what we got to look at there. Also, red dot in the 8-hour. No blood diamonds on ETH like Bitcoin, but I think these money flows could come deeper into the red here. Money flow crossover into the red right there in the hourly to come down. So I think you come down, even to that point. You could repeat this for the short term. Look at that. 9-10% down from there. Let's see. Yeah, around 1,100 right there. So yeah. And moving on to some of the altcoins, I'm not going to spend a ton of time, but BNB, Blood Diamond on the 12-day. A lot of FUD going on with this. Could take some time to play out, but I do think this ultimately will come down. And I think once you get into the red here, this could be a good kind of opportunity to start DCAing back in. I don't know how low this can go, but it can go probably at least to 150 here. Your next big place would probably be the June lows at like 188, but not looking good, especially with the monthly red dot as well right here. I mean, that's not a good sign. It was forgiving, even with this blood diamond pandemic drop, it was forgiving, but I think this one's going to be less forgiving. Cardano is just free falling. 2 yellow X's here. I think you have 2 more to the bottom. 4 to 5 yellow X's. Next significant place is 15 cents. I could see a bottom between 15 cents into 7 cents. Could get pretty rough for this as well. Just yellow X's everywhere. Just everybody is dumping this right now. So yeah, just not good. Give it some time. See what happens. XRP is probably as bad as possible on the monthly right now. The yellow X, you have a technical target at 3 cents. Now, I don't know. I'm not saying it's going to go to 3 cents, but I think there's a high likelihood you come back to like 20 cents, come back to these areas once you break out of here. Money flow coming out. Yellow X, I don't think I've ever seen like anything look this bearish on the monthly before with money flow coming out like that. And a yellow X, because yellow X is more powerful than, obviously not more powerful than a blood diamond, but definitely more powerful than just a regular red dot like that. So yeah. So let's move on to some traditional markets. I mean, the NASDAQ right here in the 5-day, there's the blood diamond here. This is confirmed. If you look at this pattern, the next big place is probably going to be this golden pocket right here. So you may toy with like pre-pandemic numbers. And if you look at the last time we had the blood diamond here in a bear market, you came down quite a bit. Obviously, that was the 08 crash. These didn't give you what you needed, so I guess there's a small possibility. I mean, the one we had so far already played out better and played out more bearish than those two. But I guess there's a small possibility it could be a buy signal, but the odds of that are very, 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 very low. I think ultimately you will come down farther here. Same with the S&P 500. This is, it's just so rare that it looks this bearish. I mean, obviously you could argue during, when you were still in the bull market in 2015, you came down a bit and then you just came back up. You could argue something like that could happen. I think it's highly unlikely with just fundamentals and how everything's looking. I think it's going to be more like 08. I don't think nothing ever repeats exactly like 08. I think it's going to be a little bit more like the previous one, like kind of a 01. Where it's what we've seen so far, just like more slower, gradual kind of pace downward. But yeah, your next big place is probably going to be toying with pre-pandemic, like 330 or something. I know there's a significant area around 32 as well. So I think you could hit that into early next year. Also, the DXY looks like it's going to start a big jump up. This is the strongest fib levels you can draw all the way from here down to here. Major pocket right here. Exactly what happened in 81, and you came up like crazy a lot more. I don't think you're going to get up that high. That's like if we go into a depression, things would get really crazy. But I think there's a good shot of topping out around 130, this big 618 fib level right here. And you could hit that in mid to late 2023. Also, 3-day green dot, I think it could repeat something like this one, kind of repeat this general pattern upward into, like I said, maybe even into, it's longer here, maybe even into 2024, who knows, but probably at least until the summer. And also the 5 yellow X's here on the daily, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, deep into that money flow, hitting off the golden pocket. I think you will come up quite a bit more here. And yeah, that's that. I think ultimately I wanted to show you Tesla briefly. I mean, Tesla, double blood diamonds on the 10-day coming down, money flow coming down. You're not even hitting anything off of this point right here. You're just losing that area. So that's just not good. Next big area is going to be, 90, around $100. But even there, it's just not too much. I mean, ultimately, for a bear market bottom, this could come $60, $50, like people have been saying. It's going to take time for that to happen. We will have a relief rally, probably within the next few weeks here, because it's such a big name. It's Tesla, like what we saw with Meta, what we saw with Netflix. It's just a matter of when it will happen. But ultimately, I think you come down farther. It could come down farther. I'm going to show you real estate a little bit, because that's looking like '08 as well to a certain extent. On the weekly, you have the double blood diamonds here. And I mean, obviously in the bull market, it didn't really give you too much downward, but when you go all the way back to '08, look what happened there. No blood diamonds, but I mean, you did have double yellow X's, and he came down. I mean, yeah, I think these blood diamonds that we're seeing now are going to be a lot less forgiving than the previous ones, back here in 2018 and that. Because the reason too is look at how the money flow is. Just look at that money flow on the weekly here. Just as bad as possible coming out. VWAP coming down too. Looks like a good short for some real estate short ETFs. Kind of like here, kind of like that area. Could be beginning of the beginning of the nightmare. So that's what I'm looking at right now. I think ultimately we could see a nice crypto capitulation in next 4 to 6 weeks, maybe a little bit longer than that, depending. I think the stock market's going to continue to go down. Nasdaq's going to continue to go down. I think they're going to announce a recession pretty soon too. And I think as soon as you kind of get that recession announced in January, February, I believe that's normally kind of what happens. You'll see silver. Silver will probably, it's exceeding my expectations a little bit here, but I'm thinking it's probably going to have, somewhat of a correction, maybe down to 21 or something into January. And then as soon as we kind of get it announced that there's a recession happening, then it'll start to kind of rebound. We've came up a lot with this, so I do think he should come down a little bit, but ultimately I don't think it's a bad at all place to really get in. I'm looking at the 4-day to come back into the green to get in more on this, and I think it will do well, at least over the next few years. So yeah, guys, hope you got something out of this video. Please leave a like. Please subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the BITGET link down below for the promo and trading competition. Check out my exclusive Discord down below. Keep in mind, you will get double charged on the first of next month. Maybe wait till the January 1st to sign up, because that's how Patreon works. A lot of good trade entries in there, exclusive TA, really good community, so check that out. Also, I do have a trading course down below as well. Coupon code BEARMARKET20, 20% off, so check that out. A lot of people have really liked it. I show how I interpret market cipher and a lot of my strategies there, risk management, a lot of things. So I think it's going to help you out a lot, so check that out. Also, the Twitch, please follow me on there. All right, guys, have a good one. Goodbye.